they say AI is going to take over in the next 6 to 12 months, and they're right, but a lot of people are getting it wrong. So I wanted to make this video because I am so bad at documenting and sharing what it is that I'm doing with AI, but I am using it every single day, from product to building to marketing. I'm going to try and break down in this video exactly what you should be looking at and exactly what's possible, because there's a whole bubble, there's a whole world of tech that most people just are not aware of. And the advantage that you have from using these tools is just insane. And I have to make a video on this because so many people who are not in the tech space just do not realize what they are missing. So if you're somebody who's looking at AI, you're trying to work out whether you can use it to make money or build a business, or how you can use it in your life, or even if you just have a job and you're curious about how you can protect yourself, there are two spaces where AI is going to massively disrupt. The first one, it has already completely disrupted, and there is almost very little opportunity left. The second opportunity, it hasn't yet disrupted, but it is starting to, and this is the massive opportunity that so many people are missing. Now, the first space is the technical space. It is anything that requires some sort of logical process to get it done. In other words, in my space with software and building apps, it's basically software development, it's coding, it's that sort of stuff. So if you're watching this video and you use ChatGPT, and maybe you have had that wow moment, you've used GPT Research, you've tried GPT Agent, or maybe you've uploaded a spreadsheet into ChatGPT and you've been amazed at the results. First of all, I need to say there is so much that you are missing. Like, if you think, okay, cool, I'm a little bit aware of this stuff, I'm going to be safe, like, you are not. You are not going to be safe just because you've tried these things. And I say that because I run not one, not two, not three, but 4 software companies built entirely from the ground up to production with customers with AI. And I'm not talking like vibe coded, I'm not talking with security vulnerabilities, I am talking 100% AI coded. I did not write a single line of code. Now, I'm not saying they are as good as if I were to hire a developer, but the advantage that I have over somebody who is either a developer but doesn't understand marketing, or somebody who understands marketing but doesn't know how to build with AI, so has to hire a developer, is honestly astronomical. So just to put things into perspective, if you're using ChatGPT right now, or you're impressed with Lovable or Replit for building you a little landing page, the tool that I use, it's called Claude Code. It costs me $200 per month, and it is the closest thing to having a real life employee in my business that is a computer. When I say that, like, it's almost like waking up in the morning, you boot up Claude, and it is like talking to a sentient robot that can write code, it can build incredible things, it doesn't include bugs, and it basically just one-shots features. The rate at which I've been able to progress since I've installed Claude Code into my business has been astronomical. It has been, and I was using Cursor beforehand, I was using some of the really powerful tools beforehand, but then I installed Claude Code and it has just gone astronomical. And this is the key thing that I think most people are missing, is this idea of exponential intelligence. And the only way I can describe it is if we compare somebody who's using AI to somebody who is not using AI, and in this example we're going to use development and coding, okay? The person who is not using it is currently, or was currently, at an advantage, okay? Because they could write code themselves, they are, progressing at their own rate, and the person who is learning these AI tools is at a disadvantage, right? And the reason they're at a disadvantage is because the time spent, the investment it's going to take to actually learn this stuff. But here's the thing that gets really interesting, because I think a lot of people miss this, where every 2 to 6 months you have this cycle. You have OpenAI releases a model, you have Google releases a model, Anthropic releases a model, and it just kind of goes round and round in circles. And one of them will suddenly win the AI race with their model, another one will then come out with a new model completely annihilating the previous one, and it just continues round in this process. But every single time a new model is released, they get exponentially better. So if you compare somebody who's not using AI to somebody who is using AI, that person who is using AI grows exponentially as well. Okay, just because AI is part of my workflow, if the AI gets exponentially better, my output becomes exponentially better, right? So I'll try and explain this in a way that you can sort of imagine, right? So CodeSpring, my main software company, it did £450 in monthly subscriptions yesterday, right? It's doing pretty well. It's doing about £10,000 to £15,000 per month on that. That software took me from February 2025 to, what is it now, end of July, so beginning of August 2025. So that's taken me, 5 months of development time to build it using AI. In the last week alone, I plugged Claude Code into it, and I've developed 50% extra on that app. So it's taken me, what's taken me 5 months, I have done 50% of that in just 1 week using Claude Code. This is what's going on with AI, and most people are just completely missing it. They'll just open their phone and they'll see some idiot like me standing in a field talking about AI, and they'll be like, oh God, it's too stressful, I'm just going to scroll past. It is easier to ignore than it is to adopt. And I just want to make sure that if you're watching this video and you're trying to build with AI, please just take this seriously. Don't be using Lovable and Bolt and Replit just to randomly whip up little apps. Actually build something of value and build it quickly, launch it quickly. The more that you get out there, the better you're going to be at using these tools. Because when something like Claude Code comes along, you can plug it directly into your workflow. So again, another story to try and explain what I mean here. About 12 months ago, I spoke to my girlfriend and I was like, I'm currently using no code to build, and I've got little bits of AI plugged in to try and build little coded APIs to make it better. The technical part doesn't matter, but I can see AI is becoming this thing where I could potentially now try and use AI to code me an entire code base. This was before like Cursor became massively popular, and I was like, I'm going to see if I can download Cursor, and I'm going to do what nobody else is really doing right now, and I'm going to try and get it to code me an entire code base and just see what happens. And it didn't work. For 3-4 apps I was building, it just didn't work. I think 4.0 was the best model at the moment. Gemini hadn't even been released. It was like very, very early on, and it just, none of these apps were even working. But I could feel every single time a new AI model came out, bam, they would plug it into Cursor. Instantly my AI workflow would be upgraded and I could build something better, and then something better. And then it got to December, I 100% coded an app. In 5 hours I launched it and made $300 on launch. It was an incredible experience. It was full of bugs. But because I spent the time a year ago figuring out all of these tools and just making it work, now I'm at the point where I understand all these tools. I have now developed that technical knowledge to be able to use AI to create code that I can just plug something like Claude Code into it and say, bam, cool, go ahead and build me something incredible. And that never would have been possible had I not made that step a year ago. So if you're looking at AI right now and you're saying, okay, I'm going to wait for it to become even easier, because that's what's going to happen, right? It's going to become democratized. You're going to see tools like Lovable get even better. You're going to see tools that just make it so easy to build websites and apps. And the problem with that is if you allow that to happen and you wait for that to be your whole advantage, it no longer becomes an advantage, because it just becomes democratized and everybody uses that tool. If you are just sitting around, and if you're not leveling up your own personal intelligence and you are just waiting around for these tools to become easy enough for you to use, you are going to be in the same position as everybody else. Okay, that is going to become the new norm, right? Whereas if you take one step and you move into the more complicated stuff and you personally level up at the same time as plugging yourselves into these AI tools, you are going to grow at an exponential pace that is just going to be unmatchable by anybody else who's not using these tools. And I can genuinely say that hand on heart. I know I probably sound like a complete idiot, again, standing in a field talking about it, but this is what's going to happen and this is where it's going. So that's the first side of things. We've got the technical side. AI is very good at that, but the other side is the creative side. And this is, when AI disrupts this market, this is going to be the most insane opportunity in history. If you look at anybody right now who can build apps, anybody who can code, right? Developers in the past, in history, they could whip up amazing products, but it doesn't matter how good those products are if nobody knows about them. And the barrier to entry was always, okay, am I creative enough to be good at marketing, to be able to create content, to bring customers and users into my app? And for the majority of people, the answer is no, right? Now you kind of have this world where every single person is able to build something technical. They're able to build little softwares or apps or tools or workflows or mini agents, and that's going to be completely commoditized. Everybody's going to be able to do it. It's no longer going to be an unfair advantage until AI starts to take over the creative space, okay? And it's already starting to happen. Just look at tools like Veo 3, you know, how good it is at creating videos and eye-catching graphics and just generally creating adverts for brands. There's already been a few brands, I can't remember off the top of my head, that have already used Veo to create massive marketing campaigns, and they have got like billions of views because of it. AI is very good at doing logical, technical things. It's not so good at being creative, and the reason for that is it has to come up with new ideas. There has to be some sort of creative spark there that is driven by some sort of new ideas that AI is currently not able to do. But as soon as AI can start coming up with new ideas, both the technical space is going to just completely explode, but the creative space is suddenly going to be democratized as well. So I don't know if this video has made any sense. All I'm saying is, right now, I am able to build an app every single month using AI, and it is only the beginning of August 2025. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. GPT-5 is coming out. That is going to completely shake everything up. Every 2 to 4 months, some new AI model comes out, which completely shakes up the industry. I mean, have a look at my channel and just see what I'm doing, but there is so much that's happening right now that most people just are totally unaware of. And I think the biggest reason they're unaware of it is because it seems too complicated right now, and it seems like too much of a hassle. It's easier to wait, but please, just give it a go. AI is incredibly good at building products. I have built 4 different software products. All of them are getting customers. But then we have the creative side, and this is the opportunity that nobody can see happening, and I just do not understand it, or if they do, nobody's taking advantage of it. So for example, right, if we take marketing in general for all of my software, all of it's done through content creation, okay? First of all, we have an Instagram account, which is a full AI generated avatar that reads off a script. 90% of people on the internet don't even know it's AI, okay? You can say it's AI, most people don't even know it's AI. So we're just putting out content generated by the AI, right? We can put screen recordings or something in there, all of which can be automated. We just manually post. Now we also have content creation in terms of writing blogs and articles. Every single article on my website was written by an AI. All of them are ranking for search. I got a sale the other day that actually came in from Perplexity, which is basically like ChatGPT, Google search. Somebody just searching and found my brand, came to my website and bought, because I'm ranking in language model search. Okay, this is a whole new space that people don't even realize, and all of that is done by articles written by AI. So that's the second part of marketing that is already possible with AI that 90% of people aren't doing. I'm not even doing it enough. All of my email marketing, every email that I send to customers, I've got an email list of about 25,000 people. 90% of the emails that I send out are generated by AI. Most of those emails generate thousands of pounds in revenue every single time I send them out. Then we can go one step further. So one of my other softwares that we launched, we're trying to build that company that's not, in any way related to this here ugly mug, this face. It's designed to be 100% faceless. So what we've actually done is we've created an AI avatar that will promote our product. It will read a script talking about the features, the problems that the app solves, and we have turned that into an ad. We are then running paid ads, and people are then coming to our website and buying our product. They at no point have interacted with a human. They just saw a video of an AI avatar that talks about the product, and they come and buy. That is happening right now. I am currently exploring ways of creating long-form YouTube videos with AI. There is so much right now that's possible with AI that people are just completely missing. All of these things you would have to hire for. I'd have to hire somebody to do SEO. I would have to hire somebody to build my software product at least $1,000, $2,000 per month. I would have to hire somebody to edit my videos. I get AI to edit all of my videos. I would have to hire somebody to do my email marketing and write the copy for my landing pages. I get AI to do all of that. It's honestly insane. I'd have to hire somebody to become a graphic designer for my thumbnails. I get AI to do all of that. I spend $200 a month on AI to build the software. I spend probably another $200 a month on various AI tools for the creative and marketing side. That is a total of $400, which would be enough probably to hire one employee to do just one of those many tasks that I've just mentioned. So just to circle back to the original point, if you're looking to build apps, is just build something with AI, get the thing launched, and then focus all of your time on marketing, because as soon as you can get something working on marketing, you can start generating revenue. You can start to leverage the power of all of these different AI tools because you have the money coming in, because it makes sense. And I think most people completely miss that point. It's so easy to get bogged down in building and creating. That's the fun part, developing, but that is already going to become commoditized. Get something working, get customers coming in, reinvest that money into AI tools, and just find ways of just leveraging that in a way that you would never be able to do before, like mass produce content or just create millions of articles and post articles. Just do something incredible that you would have to hire with before that you can now use AI, because you're going to have so much more advantage, but only if you get something launched and only if you start to get customers. But that's enough of that. I am vlogging my entire process. I'm trying to keep people up to date on what I'm doing, but AI is insane. It is insane what you're able to do, and I just had to say something. I had to film a video on it.